Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of drama mixed with some tea, mixed with some, I don't know, it's going to be like a story time explaining what happened with the whole Bad Bitch reunion and how I was going to be producing it and helping to film it and what happened and why I'm not doing it anymore. This was a situation that was very quick. And I don't know, I'm gonna explain the story. This video isn't to bash anyone, but it's definitely to get my point across and clear up the air. Because, you know, there's been a few girls that were throwing shade online, and I'm just about to be like, you know what, well, I'm gonna clear it up on my own platform, and I'm gonna let everyone know what was really going on. I feel like I was really quiet about the whole situation. I didn't even talk about it really. Like, it was something that was out there, people were talking about it, people were like, there were blogs and everything going on about it, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not gonna say anything because I want to seem professional. Like, I want to come off as, like, you know, professional and not talking about it. But with everything going on and people lying and people like making up these fake stories and whatever have you, I felt like, okay, well, it's only right for me to clear the air and kind of tell my story on what exactly is happening. To start off the story time, it pretty much started with, I got a DM from a guy named Randy. Randy's a guy who has been supportive of me. He's been supporting me since I can remember. Randy has connections, you know, he works at the airport, or he used to. I'm not sure if he still works there anymore due to COVID. And he always had the hookups to fly me on a buddy pass if I needed to go and film something, or if I needed to travel for a meeting, whatever have you. Randy was the guy to hook me up. Randy randomly hit me up and he was like, hey, like, I don't know if you heard about the Bad Bitch reunion, but they're doing a reunion special and they're looking for some people to film. They're looking for some producers, people who can really give quality and really put it together, and also know, like, not to spill any tea as far as like when we start filming, and they know the business, they know how it works. He recommended me. He was like, I know a guy named Karon. He's really good at filming. He has a name for himself out there. You know, he has work that you can see. So if you guys are interested, let me know. So the girls were interested. Some of the girls was like, yes, okay, let's see what he has. So he told me a few days before me and the girl started speaking, and he was like, you know, I'm gonna talk to the girls, see what's going on, and then I will let you know. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm excited, but I'm not gonna get too excited because there's been plenty of times where I've been in situations like things were gonna happen and then it ended up not happening, or you know, just, you know, business deals go awry, things don't work out. So I was like, I'm not gonna get too excited until we actually start filming, because I just know how this situation works. So I was like, I'm not gonna hold my breath. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. The first two people I started speaking to were the twins. Me and the twins were DMing each other back and forth. They were asking questions. I was answering, and then I was also asking questions, and they were like, you know, what's your number? Let's call, let's get on a call, let's talk about everything. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I gave them my number. I think we texted first, and then we got into a phone conversation. I hop on the phone call with Danny and Gabby. They're pretty much asking me a bunch of questions like, you know, how long have you been filming for? You know, are you able to make it to Atlanta? Do you have a team? How many days can you film? How many days are you comfortable filming? What's your budget? Pretty much they're just getting all the information that they need so they can go back to the rest of the girls and tell them, okay, this is exactly what he does, this is who he is, this is what he does, whatever, whatever. They asked me to make a reel and to send it to them. So a reel, pretty much, if anyone doesn't know, is you send in your best work, from reality to scripted, music videos, whatever. You pretty much show a range of different things that you do in your business, and then you send it to them. It's kind of like a trailer of your best work that you can put back to back to back. It's mainly showing quality. You have to show off like your quality, the audio, the lighting, your team. And then they also wanted me to like text them a bunch of pictures of like how my camera equipment looks, production team, X, Y, and Z. So I was down. I was like, all right, I got you. I probably sent everything in about probably like the next 2 hours. Like, they reviewed it. They got back to me, I think, the next day, and they were like, oh, everything looks great. So here's the thing where a lot of people were asking me and DMing me questions about this situation. One, I don't really think it's anyone's business to talk about the money aspect as far as like whatever I'm making, how much I charge them, or how much they could afford. But it was a bunch of people that were just like, one, they were either like saying that I was charging too much, or they said I was charging too little. At the end of the day, it's no one's business but me and whoever I'm dealing with, who's paying me to do the work, to judge how much I make. Like, I can work with someone and I could charge them, if I want, $10,000-$15,000 because of whatever they want, and then I could turn around and charge someone $500 because of whatever is happening. Or if I know them, or if I had a good work experience with them, then I'm going to charge them whatever I want to. I am in control of what I do. So to clear the air about that, no one is making me do a certain deal or a certain amount. It's about what I wanted and how much I was willing to do it for. To go into the situation about money, they were asking for my price. Now, if you've seen Natalie, she's been talking about how she gets bookings and hostings for $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. So if this is a project where she's going to be producing it and everyone else is going to be producing it, and that's their fee that they get for making club appearances, then of course my fee is going to be higher because their fee of what they do is higher. So I started off, I was like, okay, well, if you want a whole production team, depending on how long you want to film it, they were talking about 24 hours, but like for us to film for 24 hours would be really hard. So I would just film it the way I normally do, 12 hours out of the day if needed. So I would just film as much as I can, all the juicy stuff that we need for the show. Because they were putting it on Onlyfans, so we were going to do a whole bunch of different things. I'm going to get into everything in a second. They wanted 12 hours. They wanted it to be for 4 or 5 days, and it was going to be in a mansion. They said that either I could stay in the mansion because they have extra rooms and they have extra things, or I could stay in a hotel. I felt like because it only made sense for me to stay in the house with them so I could know what's going on, I could have ears and eyes 24/7 on the situation, I decided like, okay, well, I would just probably choose to stay in the house with you guys and have my own room on the side. Now, back to the whole money situation. So because the prices that they were saying that they made was high, I was like, okay, well, I could do it for about $8,000 to $10,000. That's how much I was talking about doing it for. They wanted me to be honest. On the phone, they were like, oh, you could be honest, like just say your price or whatever, and then we can work it out. I was saying $8,000 to $10,000. They explained to me that, well, this is a brand new project, so we're not trying to go out of budget just yet. If this goes good, then yes, the money that we'll make will pay even more. We'll do more seasons. They wanted to do like a newbie show. They wanted to do like one with boys. They wanted to do another all-star, OG, whatever. So there was a bunch of things that they already had lined up that they wanted to do. None of it was set in stone. It was just conversation that they were having. She was like, yeah, I don't think, $8,000 to $10,000 is a little pricey. Is there any way you can go down a little bit lower? So I was like, how about $5,000? She was like, okay, I'm gonna talk to the girls. $5,000 seems reasonable. I'll let you know what's going on. She hit me back and she was like, hey, so the girl said that, like 4,500 would be reasonable if you're able to do that. I said, yes, fine, I could do it for 4,500. I agreed to do it for 4,500. Everyone's seen my reel. The twins showed them my reel. Erica, not Judy, Erica, Natalie, Sarah, whoever, watched the reel. They said that they were fine with it. So that's what we were going off of. It was the same week. We were already in the same week which is this week. It was probably already like Tuesday. We fly out to Atlanta to start filming, I want to say Saturday. Now that I know that it's officially good, they're making the contract for me already. So now I could officially start moving, getting things ready. At first they was like, okay, we'll pay you everything once you're finished filming. I said no, pay me half up front, pay me half at the end, and we have a deal. They said that's reasonable, we'll do it. They started signing up the contract. I'm calling everyone. I'm calling camera people, producers, editors, a drone guy. I'm calling clubs around Atlanta, making sure they have clubs to go to. This is not to bash anyone, but for what was happening, none of that was booked. I know that you've seen on Instagram, oh, we already have security, we have everything that everything that Natalie was saying that she had honestly wasn't really in the works yet, because everyone was like, no, we're still looking for stuff to happen. It's just she was already online saying that she has it, so it could sound more legit for the fans who were thinking about paying for the OnlyFans subscription. So I didn't really care about the OnlyFans subscription. I didn't care about what they were gonna do with it. I knew that I was getting booked to do producing and filming with my team, so that's exactly what I was gonna do. I was suggesting ideas because it seemed like there wasn't really anything being planned already. It seemed like they already had some stuff to do in the house, but there wasn't really like no club bookings, there wasn't no studio sessions, photo shoots, anything like that. And I was like, well, if you guys are gonna come back, y'all gotta come back hard. And I even said that on the phone. I was like, you don't want it to look like amateur, oh, we don't know what we're doing, we're just getting together and trying to make something, rather than having something set in stone. Granted, none of the extra stuff that I did on the side, I charged them for. I was like, I'm just excited to be a part of the project. It's gonna be great for my resume. I'm gonna have good credit on. They're gonna put my name in the beginning and the end. I'm gonna have editors work on it and send it to them, so then they can approve it and do whatever they want to do. And then also, me starting doing, like, when I started filming, I started doing Bad Boys Club. So me starting to do Bad Boys Club and then finally filming the girls and having our own kind of 1-2 going on, I was more excited about that than the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was more exciting to me, to be able to have that to say, rather than you know, a couple $1,000s, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. The couple $1,000s is always going to be important, but I'm just saying that that was what I was interested in. I started booking clubs. I get them bottle VIP services. I got the studio places saying okay, and they were gonna have us do it for free as long as we gave them credit in the episode. I had drone guys. I had people who were going to be assistants for free. And all of this is under $5,000. If I'm being honest, that's like the best deal ever, especially because my quality speaks for itself. And I had other people. I know you guys know Ja from G Status. Me and him has been cool for, you know, for years before he started filming his show. Me and him were actually, you know, like friends, and we actually know each other. So I reached out to him and gave him a call. Yo, do you think that you want to do this with me? He was like, absolutely. So we had it already. Everything was pretty much set. I called everybody. I let them know that they were going to be paid for it. I let them know what it was for, that they can't say anything, and everyone was on board. So a few days go by, probably like 2 days go by. I get a text from the twins, and it was like, hey, so Natalie said that she's interested in having her own team do it. She thinks that you're charging too much, and she thinks that why pay someone thousands of dollars to come and film it for only 12 hours when we can film it on our phones 24 hours out of the day. The whole situation of her saying that it's not necessarily 100% true that they weren't going to film it on their phones, which is a lie, because literally, like, it was in the text message. Like, it was on the text message that they showed. It wasn't edited. It wasn't made up. It was actually real. Like, she said that, oh, it's just cheaper if we film it on our phones. We could just film us, like, kissing in the pool and twerking and whatever. It was more so, like, now she was like, I'm not trying to pay that much money for a production crew. I'd rather us take that $4,000 or $5,000 and split it between us rather than paying someone else. Shout out to the twins and Erica, because then they called me on I think it was like a group call. They were all going on a Zoom call, and I think Ray J was already on the call with Natalie, if I'm not mistaken. So I was listening to what the conversation was a little bit. Pretty much it was like, no, like, you know, we seen his work, he's great, whatever like that. Like, y'all are tripping, y'all are bugging. So now the other girls started agreeing with Natalie, and they were like, no, she's right. I mean, like, I guess in their mind, maybe it was like, oh, Natalie is the most popular bad girl, so we're gonna go with her because she knows what she's doing. I just thought it was dumb to not go forward with, not even me, it could have been any other person who was producing it. I just felt like it's better to have someone. If you want to make a lot of money, you're going to have to put money into what you do. From what I understand, there was already $20,000 inside the Onlyfans account. And that was before they even posted anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were already subscribing. They already had $15,000, $20,000 in the account. I don't know why $4,000, $5,000 taken out for a production crew would be bad, but I guess so. They were fighting for me. The twins, Erica, fighting for me. When I say fight, like, I heard them on the phone. They were going off. And I appreciated it. I, like, appreciate it so much because they don't know me personally, and I don't know them personally, you know? But for them to fight for me and say that I believe in you and I like your work, I love what you do, it really felt good to see that someone was rooting for me. The crazy part is, me and Natalie, she took me out to dinner before, and we talked about Bad Boys Club, and she was excited about the whole situation. This is before she even announced the first Bad Boys Club she did. And she was asking me about it because I was known for doing Bad Boys Club. So we had a dinner and we talked. I don't know if she's gonna say that it's not true. I have video footage if needed to show that me and her were sitting and having dinner. But if she doesn't remember, that's totally fine. And then after that, we haven't really spoken again. I think it was my old Twitter. She followed me on Twitter, I followed her, and everything was good. And then I seen her post about doing a Bad Boys Club, and I was like, well, we just had this conversation over dinner that we were interested in working together to do it. So this is the reason why I believe what the girls are saying, because this is not the first time that it's happened. Granted, I never say anything, like, when stuff happens, I never say anything. If I'm working with a celebrity, if I'm working with a network, I never say anything until it actually happens, just because I don't know what could happen, and I've seen stuff happen all the time, and I just ain't got time. Long story short, now all of a sudden, I get a text the next day, because they were fighting all day about it. I get a text the next day, and she was like, I'm sorry, hun, but Natalie convinced everyone not to use you. So then I responded and said, damn, that sucks. Well, you know, I was like, I hope that everything goes good. Be safe, have fun in the house, don't get hurt or whatever like that. I then had a conversation with some people, and then they were like, is money that important, or do you really want the experience? And I said, I'd rather do the experience and at least have that credit on my resume. So then I texted her back probably a few hours later. And I said, you know, I'm gonna have to take this L, but if worse comes to worse, take $1,000 off and I'll do it for $3,500. She said, okay, I'll let you know. Got back to me. She said, yeah, still, not like Natalie's saying no. She said that she can get someone from, I want to say Future, I can't remember, but I think she said that she can get someone from Future's camp, like his cameraman or something, to do it for $1,000 and he'll film it 24 hours out of the day. That's when, I don't know if you guys noticed on my Instagram post, but that's when I got really pissed and I was like, you know what, like I don't want to do this anymore, because it just seems like every single time that I work hard and I get an opportunity, it just doesn't work out. And the fact that I just find it so disrespectful that I put so much money into my camera equipment and my production and connections that I know. I took all this time to kind of prove myself and show that I know people in Atlanta. I'm gonna hook you guys up. I'm gonna make sure this looks legit. Like, I went above and beyond already just to prove like, yo, this is the guy that we wanna work with. I always, anytime that I'm working, especially when I'm working with a client who has either a lot of notoriety or a lot of money or whatever, even smaller clients too, it doesn't really matter. I just like to prove myself. I like any experience to be with me. I like it to be like, yo, he really went out of his way and made sure that this looked dope. Every single time I film with someone, I always want them to have that impression, like, oh, you really did your thing. You really took time and you put thought into this project. So the fact that I got, you know, the fact that they didn't follow through with me to go with people who were gonna film it on an iPhone at the last minute was just really disrespectful. Long story short, I don't know. They were talking about doing something new. I think the twins, Erica, and a couple other girls were gonna talk about doing a different project. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, people told me to text them and ask them, like, what can we do? But I'm gonna sit and wait for a second and let that all play out, because I'm not really sure what's going on. And now I'm getting all these like followers and DMs from people who know about the situation and they're asking me. So I figured I'd make this video and explain what was going on. So yes, officially, I think they started filming today. I think today was the first official day. And I'm at home. I was gonna be in Atlanta filming everything, but I am at home, so thank you, Natalie, for the opportunity. The twins, Erica, me, we all had great intentions to put everyone in a good space with the whole project. The twins never said that, oh, we want to take charge of editing, oh, we want the rights to this or that. They were just like, if you film it and edit it and send it to all of it, they wanted all the girls to see it. They weren't trying to have me to themselves. They just happened to find me through Randy, because Randy knew a couple of the girls and Randy vouched for me and he said, I know Karon, I know that he's good, you guys should work with him. And that's how the whole situation happened. I feel like it's like, it's pretty easy and simple for the whole, like, it would have been great to be able to have that surprise drop for you guys. And I was so excited. I was like, I was telling like myself, I was like, this is gonna be major, but unfortunately it didn't work. And shout out to everyone who vouched for me and who was by my side and was sticking up for me during this crazy experience of what happened. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I have a couple vlogs coming up, some really interesting vlogs coming up, and a whole bunch of new story times to talk about too. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on my new Snapchat, because my other one got deleted. And I will catch y'all in my next one.